Hello there, my friend, and welcome to the Disney Travel Secret Show. If this is your first time, we are your host, Rob and Kerri Stuart, coming to you from the CMV studio here in beautiful Orlando, Florida. This is episode number 439. It's crazy. Original air date, July 14th, 2025.
And today we are going to talk about some very important topics, one of which is packing for your Disney trip.
I know. Also, we're going to tell you something that I don't think anyone in travel is talking about. If they have, I haven't seen it. And that is your credit score and how fixing mistakes on your credit reports can help you get some more travel money.
I like that. And we are still bringing on new agents, and now is the perfect time for you to join us. Plus, we have the latest updates on those holiday parties at Disney and some new specials that are out now.
And a huge announcement about our cruise in September on the Disney Wish.
Take it away, Hugh.
Hello, my friends. This is former Disney Imagineer Hugh Darley, and you're listening to Disney Travel Secrets with my friends Rob and Kerri Stuart. As you can imagine, I have plenty of Disney secrets myself, and I can't wait to share them with you. Let's get this show on the road. Take it away, guys.
And speaking of you, we do have the date for the Adventures by Disney trip to Disneyland and Southern California. That date is September 13th, 2026, and that is our CMV private group.
And yes, Hugh is joining us. So go on over to creatingmagicvacations.com, click on the plan a vacation, and put ABD with Hugh in the description there.
I think this is going to be huge.
Okay, really?
Come on, that was good.
Bad. That was bad.
So we're also still adding people to our September cruise with Steve Hamilton, and that is on the Wish. And guess what? If you've ever wanted to do a Disney cruise at an unbelievable price, now is the time.
It is September 22nd of this year, 4 days on the Wish. And to get the best price, there is a catch. You have to book a guaranteed cabin category, which means Disney's going to pick your cabin, not you.
So it is a bit of what we call cruise cabin roulette.
That it is.
So the last rate that we pulled up, literally right before we went to the video studio here, it was $235 per night per person. And that's for a balcony. So to go from an inside to this balcony, it's only $150 more per person. That is absolutely crazy for a cruise on the Disney Wish.
I know. It is so crazy. And there's actually a few cabins still left in the concierge category as well, if that is more your style. Yeah. Regardless, this is going to be a great cruise. So join us, join Steve. It's going to be amazing. And you can get an amazing price.
I know. So here's another quick reminder that we are still bringing on new agents. We're no longer bringing them on in two groups, like one in the spring and one in the fall, like we used to do last year. Actually, the year before.
Year before, yeah.
We started something new last year. So if you're ready, you can become an agent with us this very week.
So you will be personally trained by Rob and I, and we have coached over a dozen of our agents to reach sales of over $1 million each, and some multi-millions since they have been with us, which is really exciting. And we have a lot more that are like right knocking on the door.
They are. So head on over to our site, cmv.com. I don't need to say it every time. You guys know it means Creating Magic Vacations, although I just wasted the abbreviation by saying the name again. So fill out that form. That will immediately take you to our explainer video, including what you get by joining us and also the startup costs.
Just keep in mind that we are looking for A-team players. And if that's you, consider joining us.
Like the old TV show, the A-Team.
It is. We are the A-Team. We have an awesome team of agents.
Let's get one of those vans they had.
We are not getting a van.
Yet.
We are not getting a van.
Okay, I think the modern A-Team would be in an RV.
Okay.
That would be kind of cool.
No, they'd be like in a Cybertruck.
The RV team. No.
I know we don't like the look of the Cybertrucks, but that's what they would be in.
Fine, whatever.
Guaranteed.
Back to reality here. So it is Christmas in July, kind of. So this past week, Disney announced the dates for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, long title, and also Jollywood Nights. Thank you for making it shorter. And they're starting earlier than we thought because they do begin on November 7th.
Yeah, it is a lot earlier because the specials don't go on sale for a while for the rooms. But
True.
Those tickets for the parties will go on sale July 16th. So that's if you have a Disney resort reservation that you have deposited. And then for the general tickets, that's July 22nd. So usually if you're like, do I need to hurry and get my tickets? I say, if you know you're going to go, grab them. But the first night usually will sell out because it's the first one. And then the other ones that start getting really full are the ones in December, because especially the ones the week before the holidays,
Oh, of course.
super busy.
Disney also has a new promo for some dates in October, and also for the holidays. It's up to 20% off, and then you get a $100 gift card for longer stays. You know, I don't know what they do.
There are so many promos, and they're so confusing. It's what I call Disney calculus. That's why it is a great idea to work with a travel advisor who can make sure you're getting the best offer, because you have to look for things like up to verbiage. That means if you're at a value, you're not getting 20% off. And then also the dates you can actually get the max discounts are super confusing. And sometimes there's an offer that looks better that you're not thinking would be.
And to me, that up to verbiage is kind of like when we're doing like some of our travel trains, like the Disney College of Knowledge, or no, the College of Disney Knowledge. I always get that backwards. And it says it's multiple choice. Pick all that apply. I'm like, no, just tell me there's one right answer, because it's always confusing. So, of course, if we can help you, this is what we do. And we would love to build a great trip for you and your family.
So we are midsummer.
It's
and
crazy.
We hope you're enjoying some travels, whether it's Disney or not. We are recording this Thursday morning before the air date. And right after, we're going to head over to do a test track preview.
That just reminded me that next week, July 17th, technically this week if you're watching us now, that is my 6 month to 60 anniversary.
Not anniversary, honey.
Okay,
But you can call it.
6 months until I turn 60 in January. So
That's crazy.
anyway, we're going to share our thoughts on next week's show about test tracks, and make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss out on the tips. So we also have Epcot reservations. You know, we like to plan ahead. So we have reservations over at Epcot for the 13th and the 14th, so we can try out the virtual queue. So make sure you are subscribed again so you get an alert. I'm also going to be using my Meta Ray-Ban AI glasses to capture some video.
Yeah, just keep in mind, if you're thinking, hey, I'm going to do test track next week, it is for annual pass holder and DVC previews.
Yes.
So that's why we're able to get in a little bit earlier.
So this is a huge thank you to our friend and cast member, Adam, who invited us. He's a cast member, said, hey, do you guys want to go on the 10th? We're like, I think we can make that happen.
I know. I'm super excited. I like to get it in before the annual pass holders. So
it is
thank
really
you,
cool.
Adam and
Again,
Jamie.
it's cool having friends that are cast members. Again, it's another perk, basically a perk of living right next to Disney, which is why we know all these people.
Yep. But this week, we have some solid park advice that is timeless. And while preparing for this show, it really got us thinking about things that can affect the success of your vacation.
Well, and this next big thing is something we have been very well aware of for a long time, something that has cost us personally tens of thousands of dollars, probably more in the last 8 or 10 years. And that is our credit score, or in this case, your credit score.
I know it sounds boring, but pay attention, because we're going to show you how that can affect how much money that you have available for the incredible trips that are out there just waiting for you to enjoy and experience, and not just Disney.
I know, like maybe our river cruise on the Danube in May of next year, or our Godmother cruise on the Douro River in Portugal, also next summer.
And both of those are on AMA Waterways.
Yes, they are.
And that is the same company you will be sailing with if you take an Adventures by Disney River Cruise adventure.
That says a lot right there. If they're good enough for Disney, they're good enough for you. So now on to the importance of knowing what exactly is on your credit report. This came to mind because we are right now in the process of refinancing our house, and that's going to save us $1,300 a month on our mortgage. That's over $15,000 per year.
Now, okay, so keep in mind, though, the reason is we agreed to a higher interest rate than any other rational person should have. But at the time, we really wanted this house, but we love it. I still do not regret that decision.
I know, it's the best move ever. We love our home. We love our neighborhood. We love our studio. We're going to be doing...
we're getting some upgrades.
We're going to do a new build out for our studio with maybe adding a couple cameras. So definitely our best move ever. And knowing what is on your credit report or multiple reports is more important now than ever, because gone are the days, 20 years ago or so, when the only requirement to get a mortgage was to have a pulse.
I know. I remember. And that was bad because that led to the financial meltdown in 2008. So enough on that.
So the credit reporting agencies, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, are a complete scam on the American public. I will stand by that. No one that I've ever talked to doesn't agree with that. So in a recent article, I read that over 50% of people in the U.S. have at least some errors on their credit report, with a full 25% having serious errors. And that's me.
It's crazy. And that can affect everything that you buy as far as financing for like your homes and your cars. And very importantly, the interest on your credit cards.
Yeah. So for years, we've paid off our credit cards at least twice a month because we use them a lot. And sometimes more when we have, our big travel expenses, usually it's airfare. And we also know many people can't do that. We totally get it. But if you can, the interest rate's irrelevant. So what can you do?
So step one is order your credit reports for all 3 agencies. You can get a free report once a year. And that way you can see what is getting reported.
Yes, and go through them and make sure all of the info is accurate. If you see things that are not, dispute them. I'm not going to go into how to, different ways to do that. That's a short YouTube search. My report, I'm trying to get this fixed, even has 2 addresses that I've never even lived at.
That's wild.
They're not even in the state.
Yeah, and we are paying a high interest rate on your Porsche
Our
loan,
Porsche.
but it's not that big.
No.
And one of the reasons why is because we are trying to build some car credit. So we need to have that on there.
That is true, but I think now it's even time to refinance that one. But even lowering a payment by whatever it is, if you lower your payment by $100 a month, that's an extra $1,200 a year that you can put and you should put in your travel account.
I agree completely.
Yes.
And yes, we do advise you to have a separate bank account just for travel. And don't touch it, except for when you're ready to book.
So the better your credit scores are, as arbitrary as they are, the better chance you have to get a really good travel credit card that gets you things like miles and lounge access and things like that.
Or you can get the Disney credit card where you can earn reward dollars to use on your Disney trip. And it's also a good reason to pay off a trip early enough to give you enough time to generate those reward dollars to your account so that you can use them on your trip. I have a lot of clients that will do that. They try to pay off their trips either 60 or 45 days before they come to Disney World. And they say just based on the cycle, gives them enough time to put them on that little rewards card.
Now, again, you have to make sure you pay these off each month or the interest rates will negate any of the benefits. So, okay, are you ready for the main event? We need that. Are you ready to rumble? Okay,
we can't do that.
We're not going to do that. Okay.
But it is time to share our top packing tips for your Disney vacation with a focus on what you should put in your park bag and also some luggage best practices. Mm-hmm. Now, some of these are going to seem pretty obvious, and you will probably, though, I think, get a few ideas about some things that maybe you weren't thinking about.
I think the packing math, the trick with packing is always bring in enough, but not too much. And we are carry-on only when we travel, and it's something we've done for the last couple of years because that really takes the stress away from losing your luggage. It also saves you time. And in this case, bringing less with you is more. I've never ran into a client or a traveler that says, I'm glad I brought 2 extra checked bags because that was really fun on the cobblestone streets of Rome.
Yeah, they definitely
said
are
no
not
one
saying
ever.
that.
Said no one ever.
And while it is tempting to get those really cute, large Disney-themed luggage, we've all seen them, the bigger the luggage, the more likely you are to overpack them. Because when you have a large suitcase, you will fill it. And I don't care how good of a packer you are. Plus, sadly, those cute little branded luggage things are often some of the worst quality. So you're going to end up getting new luggage often, all the time.
So this may seem off topic, but for me, the best thing about Facebook, I know I'm talking about Facebook, is reconnecting with people that I went to school with in the 70s and 80s. Yes, it was a long time ago. And one of my favorites is still my friend Mark. And he still lives in St. Louis where we grew up.
Yeah, well, and just the other night, we went out to dinner with them at their go-to place every time they are here in Orlando, and that's Rocco's Tacos on Sand Lake Road. And some say it's the best Mexican food around. So if you're looking for a great place with Mexican food, it's only about 20 minutes from Disney. I'm going to tell you it is probably 30 with traffic.
Okay,
but
fine.
They do have really good guacamole.
I know, and they make it tableside, and they're like, okay, do you want it? You want hot, spicy, or whatever, mild?
Yeah.
So he and his wife Myra are here in Orlando twice a year for the Mecum Auto Auction, which is right here in Kissimmee. And he is a car guru for sure. And he helped me when I was buying my Porsche 911 convertible. And he's been going to Mecum so long that he has a 3-digit bidder number. Now, to put this in perspective, to get a new one now from Mecum is probably going to be a 7-figure number, which means over $1 million. Because I remember we went about 6 months ago, I think, and I saw numbers that were in the high 100,000s. But I'll tell you, going with him is fun because everybody knows them, the whole Mecum family, everybody there, all the people bidding. And if you watch the Mecum auto auctions on TV, Mark and I, during the live broadcast, we'll walk up and I'll look at a car pretending like I can afford it, all that kind of fun stuff. So it's always good to have them in town. Again, that is the cool thing about Facebook. And we talk about all the negative stuff. Let's focus on the positive, and that's reconnecting with people that I don't think, I hadn't seen him probably since the mid 80s when we graduated, and we reconnected maybe 10 years ago. And I found out he was into cars. He's like, "Hey, I'm going to Mecum auction. Do you want to go?" I'm like, "Well, let's go."
Okay, so getting back to the luggage tie-in. We need the luggage tie-in.
Let's do it.
So as we were having dinner with them, Myra thanked us for the luggage recommendation we gave her last year. And she said, we really appreciated it. It worked out so perfect on our trip to Italy.
I said, "So, you got the Briggs and Riley?" And she said, "Yes." So luggage is a very important part of your packing strategy for obvious reasons.
Yeah, and some people have the mindset that they're just going to buy cheap and they'll replace it when it breaks.
Not if.
Yeah, when.
And because we travel a lot, we always use quality luggage. I was going to say like Briggs and Riley, but that's all we use. And it's because they do have a lifetime warranty. If you guys don't know the story, when we lived in our condo back in St. Pete, and this is funny, we came back and we parked the SUV by the door to the elevator bank and unloading stuff. And somehow, I have no idea because it wasn't me, somehow a bag got put right in front of our SUV. And someone, and by someone I mean the person sitting next to me, with our SUV, drove over it.
Perhaps yes, perhaps no.
And so she sent it back, to Briggs and Riley, and they sent her a brand new one. That's how good this company is.
Yeah, they didn't care. It's replacement for any reason. And I have had to send that same bag in before, and they replaced it completely again because the airlines destroyed it. I'm sure that's happened to some of you.
But not anymore because we don't check bags.
Yeah, but when you think about luggage, think pennies per use.
Which is the exact same strategy she has for her shoes.
Of course. But good packing, though, whether it's your luggage or your park bag, doesn't happen without some careful planning for the destination. And for this list, we're going to focus probably a little bit more on your park bag, but know that for your clothes, the Disney resorts do have laundry at all the resorts for a small fee, or if you're in a villa, because maybe your family needs to regularly wash your clothes, because in those villas, if it's a 1-bedroom or more, then you have a washer and dryer.
That is nice.
And so, if you have the babies and they're going to be thrown up and, just being babies, you need the washer and dryer. We get that.
Or you're old fashioned and you only use cloth diapers.
And that just know you have that option.
Is that even a thing? Okay. So for your park bag, let's start with the bag itself. The size is really going to depend on the age of your kids. If you have kids, the younger kids, the more things you're going to need on hand, like extra diapers, not the cloth kinds, wet wipes, water, little bottles, snacks, stuff like that. You get the idea.
Yeah, and it's really one of the reasons why the strollers have that little storage underneath, because they know you're going to have extra things to manage.
It's probably a reason that many of you don't even need a stroller because your kids are walking around, but you get one anyway just to carry the stuff, because they do not allow shopping carts in Disney anymore.
They never have allowed shopping carts.
Because they're strollers. Right?
But speaking of all those extras, I was actually talking to a cast member the other day, and she was telling me, I was telling her that we had a client who decided that one family has teenagers, the second family has a newborn and a very small child. And they decided that the one family with the little kids is not going to want the same vacation as the family with the teenagers. And so I just mentioned, we have to cancel this one. And she said to me, she goes, that's a really smart choice. And she said, had I known, she said, for 14 years, I wouldn't fly with my kids, because the first time I did, I had so many items. I had diapers. I had so much luggage. I was overpacking for all the conveniences I'm used to at home. She said, in hindsight, I could have just shipped those things to my resort.
Exactly. So for the bulky stuff, again, diapers, stuff like that, if you're going to use them on site, get it delivered to your resort by either Kroger or Amazon. And here's the thing. If you talk to either Kroger or Amazon, they probably know us, because we Kroger's at our house.
They probably know you too. Everybody, I think Amazon knows us all.
No, it's because they're here. Kroger's here like twice a week, Amazon maybe once. But the key is thinking, do I want to haul all that stuff around to get to the, when you get down here? And when we're in the parks, the majority of guests are using, the small over-the-shoulder bags or a crossbody bag, because they're really easy to manage, getting, on and off the rides. So here is the show and tell part of today's podcast. So beautiful Miss Kerri is holding Rob's crossbody carry-on bag.
I call it his man bag.
No, we don't do that. So here's the bag that I use pretty much anytime we go to the parks. It's very thin. It's a crossbody bag. It has multiple pockets. It is perfect for me.
Yeah, and the one that I use is also a crossbody. Shameless plug on my branding, but yes,
Look at
I'm going to wear
that.
I have Bear here. And it's small though. So we try to go as small and as light as possible. Now we're not traveling with kids, but this, you got to think small.
Also, my bag isn't just for the parks. I use this anytime we're traveling, especially in Europe, because if you're not going to carry a money belt, that crossbody bag being in front of you, and when I'm walking my arms on it, it is very unlikely that I will get pickpocketed.
Yeah, and some of the rides are not very accommodating for those larger backpacks that we've seen. And at Disney World, there are not lockers right outside the rides, with the exception of Tron and Flight of Passage, where bags are not allowed at all. But think Seven Dwarfs, that's always a tight fit if you have a bag in front of you.
Is.
Been there, done that.
And you don't really need much with you because you're going to charge everything: meals, snacks, souvenirs, basically anything in the park using your Magic Band or tapping your phone like we do. If you have a credit card in your phone's wallet, that's what we use.
Yeah, so it eliminates carrying a lot of extras. But other than that, a few items which we would suggest you include in your park bag are sunglasses, a small sunscreen, lip balm, your phone, of course, and any medication you might need, and also a phone charger.
I also recommend a hat. I'll use a little carabiner and clip a hat to my bag, a water bottle, and Disney's putting up these water refill stations all over the place, and you're more likely, obviously, to stay hydrated if you have water with you at all times. We highly recommend that.
And yes, it will rain in Florida. So some months there is a lower chance, and those months are good for those cheap, basic rain ponchos. Those are super compact. But for the rainier months,
like summer,
you are going to want a raincoat or a better quality poncho.
Also, if you're in a hot month like it is now, pack a cooling cloth. Again, show and tell. I have a really thin one. I do not even remember where I got this. The ones you get at Disney are they're a little too bulky. We see a lot of neck fans in the park too, but those are just, I don't know. I was going to say not cool, but technically they are cool, but not cool, like the Fonz in Happy Days.
But, a simple, just a hand fan can do the trick. And those are super compact and light. The electric fans are nice, but they can die if the battery runs out. So then they become useless.
So that is a good point, because you're going to be using your phone throughout the day. We see many of you that you're a chiropractor's dream because you're walking through Disney, looking at your phone like this. And we see it all the time. So you bring a phone charger with you. The smaller, the better. So we have this one, it's called Anchor, and it's small, and this is actually, it can be used as a little phone stand as well, and it's magnetic. You just pop it on the back of your phone. I also have something, this is what I call, it's called Shift Cam. If you see this on screen, this acts as both a charger, and you slip it on my phone like that, but as you can see, it's also a grip. And so if I'm shooting video, it's almost like a 35 millimeter grip like we have on our Nikon. It makes it very, very easy to get, I'd say, steadier video while it's charging your phone at the same time.
Yeah, but it is more comfortable to hold on to.
Absolutely.
But I love when you could combine two things that you need into one. And I remember years ago, we used to pack so many things in our park bag just for filming. Like we'd have a mini tripod, we'd have a camera, we've had microphones. All of that adds up to bulk. And now we don't even need it. So again, less is more.
You're there to enjoy the park, not camp out somewhere in the park with your Coleman tent and all that kind of stuff. And that's where staying at a resort that is a Skyliner, a walk, or a monorail away is convenient if you need to get back to your resort.
Now, if you are one of those rope drop to close park goers, you will probably want to have a few more things with you. Like maybe you want to have some snacks so you're not overspending in the park. Maybe you want to have extra socks in case it does rain so you're more comfortable, or maybe a change of clothes for the little kids. If this is you, take advantage of renting a locker at the front of the park and just leave your bag there. You don't want to be hauling that bag around all day.
Or maybe you don't have kids. Just get a stroller anyway.
Don't do that.
Yeah, do not do that. Also, if you're bringing in a larger bag, plan on spending a little more time getting through security. So the smart packer will get through security faster. And as a reminder, when you do go through security, if you have an umbrella or an eyeglass case, take it out and hold it out in front of you. That will normally stop the machine from going off. If I have my eyeglass case in said park bag, It'll set it off every time.
Yep. And if you aren't sure you can make it all day with just a few things, try it maybe for a day at home.
Yeah, do a dry run.
Yeah. But I mean, really, do you really need all the stuff you think you do? I know some things will just kind of end up in my purse or my bag. And you know what I do is when I go to the parks, I only pull out the things I need. So my crossbody is more of a bag to really just hold my phone, charger, and a couple of other things. Other than that, I try to keep it as slim as possible.
So the lighter and smaller things you pack into your day bag, I'll say, the easier your day at the park is going to be.
So what's on your must-pack items for your park day? Head on over to our social media and make a post for this episode and let us know.
And if you do want to ship some items to your resort so you don't have to check a bag, again, there are services like Luggage Forward, Luggage Free is another one where they will come to your house, pick up your bag, and deliver it anywhere in the world. And then when you're done, they will bring it back for you. Or for things like diapers and baby supplies, do Instacart or Amazon or Kroger and have it delivered right to your resort.
You know, and to add to that list, here's a little pro tip for the week. Breakfast in the parks is hard unless you want to wait in that super long Starbucks line.
Which is longer than the line for
Tron
and
I know.
Galaxy.
Or if you aren't planning on doing a character meal. So save time. Either eat at your resort's quick service, or you can save some money and just have some breakfast food delivered to your resort. Then you can just enjoy it before you leave and head to the parks.
Or put a breakfast bar or maybe a piece of fruit and a bottle of water in your park bag, and you can eat it on your way to the park.
Yeah. So when it does come to your Disney vacation, simplifying as many things as possible helps you keep your focus on enjoying the time with those you love and creating great memories in the parks. This is way better than trying to pack everything under the sun because maybe some online influencer created this park bag list that is completely unrealistic. I've seen these and they're selling them. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that's crazy.
So you should pack for your family. And after your first park day, maybe reevaluate, did I really need all these things? Because the fewer items with you, the easier the day will be. And also the cooler you will be because carrying around a bag can get really hot.
That is so true. So with that said, I'm going to go grab my little crossbody bag and we're going to head to Epcot.
You have it right here. You don't
I know. No, I'm ready to go. But as a reminder, if we can help you plan your next trip, head on over to creatingmagicvacations.com and click on Plan a Vacation.
And until next time, have a magical day.
We hope to see you real soon.